Hi, we're here today with one of our producers, Johnny Ryder. He's an organic farmer that feeds his cattle at 100% pasture, as well as using regenerative practices like rotational grazing and silvopasture. And it's farming systems like the one you can see behind us here that allow wildlife to thrive and for soil regeneration to take place. And we really passionately believe this is the future of farming. So join us on Pastures Green. Johnny's cattle are fed 100% pasture throughout their lives. No grain and no soya, just the grass, herbs and wildflowers that grow on the farm.
Our animals, they're certified and they only eat either grass or hay or silage. But also our cattle on the farm are also building carbon in the soil. Every time they graze, the roots die back and form carbon in the soil, and the bacteria that multiply and die are forming carbon all the time. So we're sinking carbon into the soil. That's helping reduce the carbon dioxide levels in the air.
The cows are rotationally grazed, which means they graze a small area of grass for a short period of time before moving on and allowing the grass to regrow and recover.
The whole effect of the cattle on that small area has like a shock effect to everything under the soil, and it reawakens and knows that it's a different cycle. They move around and the shock of the moving keeps everything going and regenerates everything. And that's why we can grow this without fertiliser or chemicals. If we kept the cows on the same area all the time, we'd probably grow a third of the amount of grass that we do now.
Johnny's farm is part of an accreditation called Farm Wilder, which was founded to support the most regenerative, wildlife-friendly farms in the UK.
So the idea of Farm Wilder is to group together farms who have got great wildlife and are farming sustainably and separate out their produce so consumers can buy food they know it's good for the planet rather than food which is bad for the planet. One thing I really like about Johnny's farm is just how rich it is in life. Wherever you look, there's wildlife. So they farm with nature, they use nature. That means they've got lots of different species of plant, and that in turn means that you've got lots of different types of insects living off them and lots of different birds.
For biodiversity, there's lots of different things for the insects to eat on, and then the birds and bats to eat the insects, and then things going forward from that.
The butterflies here are really special. They've got some amazing species. So they've got a thing called the marsh fritillary, which is very, very rare. It's only really found in these chalk downlands and also in some boggy pastures in the west and the north. And they used to be widespread across Britain. They're really beautiful, sort of checkered black and orange and yellow wing patterns. And they're now incredibly rare. They've declined massively over the last 70 years. This is one of the places they still exist, and they're breeding on this farm thanks to the way that Johnny farms. On a farm like this, what Johnny does is he farms a pasture-fed technique. So he uses lots of different plants, all of which fertilise the soil, and all the time carbon is being put back into the soil. And so soil carbon is building up here in a way that on other farms, soil carbon is reducing and being lost to the atmosphere. And that's really important. If we're going to tackle climate change, we need to make sure we're actually putting carbon back into the soil and into trees and into hedgerows and locking as much away as we can. Britain's farmland has been used unsustainably for many years, and we've really got to start supporting farmers who are farming regeneratively, who are putting back carbon into the soil and bringing back wildlife. And that's what's so great about Ember. They are working with farmers in this way to bring consumers like you better meat.